guys. Day 3 of our 90 days. I'm so happy to still be here with you guys. Welcome to Her Accountability Partner Podcast. I am just super excited, guys. I've been really every day writing out my podcast, writing my blog, and I can say this has been the most fun I've ever had creating content. I'm telling people about the podcast because I'm learning for myself. We all have so much in us that's valuable, but sometimes we don't have the right person. Sometimes we don't have the money. Sometimes we have things that hold us back from really getting to the perfect person that we see for ourselves. So today's topic is on maximizing your productivity. This word productivity for a lot of us is like blah blah. Because we say we're busy, so we're productive. No. Being productive means you have a checklist or a to-do list and you actually got the stuff done on your list. For those of you that write to-do lists in your phone on paper, just know when you're writing your to-do list, you're actually putting stuff down that you know that you're supposed to be doing. And even if you are the person that writes out to-do lists and the next day you just turn the page over and write a new list, you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to have one to-do list and continue to add to your to-do list. Do not deviate until everything gets done. Now, what makes the to-do list productive is you setting hard timelines to get it done. That's what makes it productive. That's what maximizing your productivity look like. Why? Because you're training your mind to be on a time management system, which a lot of us, over 80% of us, if we're bad with money, we're bad with time. Vice versa. If you're bad with time, you're bad with money because you don't have self-management skills. So when you're writing your to-do list, you can put 10,000 things on it, but pull out the top 3 things that today you are going to do. And when you're pulling out your top 3, make sure you're putting a timeline of when it's getting done. That means your 2 o'clock is your 2 o'clock, your 4 o'clock is your 4 o'clock, and you're saying, hey, I'm giving this 45 minutes, and you get it done. Then what makes yourself productive is understand what are your top priorities when you're listing out your goals. When you're saying the thing that's urgent to you and that's important, right? Because they're top priorities, that means they need to be on the top of the list of that day to get it done. The next thing is breaking down your task of basically of small and big. What is time consuming and it's going to take hours and hours and hours and hours? Do it first. Don't do it last. Why? Because you burn out all your energy doing the small stuff. So do the big stuff first, bright and early in the morning when you first wake up. However your mind works, that's what you do. A lot of us are night people, so do it at night. For me, I'm a morning. I like to get it done first thing when I wake up. I like to do the big tasks that I don't like doing. I just drag my feet because why? Once it's done, I feel better. Now, from your to-do list, you're going to create a weekly plan. That means every Sunday, go get your running to-do list and create a weekly plan. You should not have 20 pages of to-do. You should have one running list that may end up being 20 pages. It's okay. One list, one book. Do not have multiple to-do lists. That makes no sense. It's one list. From you writing your one list, you are going to create your weekly plan for that week based off of your to-do list. Okay? Get your plan. Monday, I'm doing this. Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, write on your same list or create a new paper. However, put Monday, put Tuesday, put the actual dates that you're going to do the stuff along with time blocking. Okay, how much time do I actually have? Another thing here is staying flexible. Things are going to happen. Hey, I said 2 o'clock is 4 o'clock. As long as it gets done in that 24-hour period, you were actually productive. Now, do we review and adjust? A lot of us have a habit of just turning a new paper, like everything on your old to-do list got done. Stop doing that. Stop doing it because you're causing your mind to say, okay, fresh start. There's no fresh start with a to-do list. One more time. There is no fresh start when you're writing a to-do list, not unless you've checked off all your boxes. So by you turning the page, it's almost like you're tricking your mind and say, okay, I can start this list over. No, just scratch out the stuff that you did and leave the stuff that you didn't and continue to make the list. The next thing is you being able to focus on you at least one day out of the week, guys. A lot of us say, oh, that word self-care means nothing. I can truly say not until I started suffering with anxiety and panic attacks, I realized, hey, I gotta take a break here. I'm a full-time mom. I'm a wife. I have 2 businesses. Like, I started to realize, like, okay, the word self-care really just meant for me, take time out for myself. My kids go to school. So in the mornings, I would really, after I dropped them off, I would do something that would make me feel relaxed. I would, do something for me. Remember, we can't get time back. So spending years always running, always busy, your body eventually shuts down. It's either you get sick or you train your body to be on a constant go. So if you are struggling with a health problem, you really don't know until it's too serious. So take some breaks. It's okay. Take some breaks, reevaluate, right? You're going to reevaluate why you didn't get this stuff done last week and last month so that you have a better strategy of how to approach your new week, your new month, okay? The last piece to this puzzle, guys, is reflecting and learning. I want you to know, my grandfather would always say, education powerful. Knowledge is power. That's what he would tell us. And now at my age, I understand that word because a lot of my businesses I started them because I knew how to read. I started them because I understood how to collect information and bring it together for me, for it to work. So spend at least 30 minutes a day, pick up a book, watch a YouTube video, something learning. Why? If you're constantly learning, you're constantly advancing, and now your mind is in a mindset of, oh my goodness, I gotta do this. If they was able to do this, if you're watching a tutorial of something that you always said that you would want to do, and this person was actually successful, now you have trained your mind to say, I'm gonna do it too. And it helps your goals and your dream to become realistic. Why? Because now you have the education and the knowledge to actually reach your goals and your dreams. Sometimes we never do because we don't know how to do. So stop living your life in the how-to zone and live your life in the learning zone. When you become a student all your life, life is good and graceful. Why? Because you're open to knowledge. You're open to education. But when you shut yourself off from learning, you stay stagnant. I guarantee you, a lot of these multimillionaires, they are in educational classes. They're in coaching. They train themselves to always be immersed in what they're trying to do next. Never stop learning. Never stop learning. I've learned this now that me wanting to do this podcast, in my mind, I was like, wow, all these softwares and all that. I mean, they have billions of platform softwares. Everybody's doing it. So I'm like, how do I do all this stuff? I watched one 7-minute video and it inspired me so much to where I started writing my notes for my podcast, gathering my topics. I was so excited. But because I sat there and I took 7 minutes out of my day and I learned something. So I just want to encourage you guys today that keep your running to-do list. Running to-do list means that you're still living. Running to-do list means you're still pushing, you're still thriving to be great. Having a running to-do list tells your mind, hey, I still have an end goal here, and keep the end goal in front of you. Don't be afraid of change. If Monday went bad, Tuesday gonna be better. And remember, sometimes we have to speak the things that we want. This is why I believe affirmations are so important. Affirmations in scriptures. Why? If you're telling yourself, hey, I'm going to be a millionaire. Hey, I'm going to be great. Hey, I'm going to... Eventually, your brain kicks in and the dopamine in you begins to do the thing that you've been saying. Why? Because you put it out there. You put it out there. So sometimes when I feel off track, I begin to say to myself, remember your goals. Remember your dreams. Remember where you started from. This is why I believe journaling is so powerful. And that's going to be our next podcast, being able to journal. Because people need to understand that journaling is a form of therapy. Writing it down, voice recording, create a video of yourself. You're documenting your journey. So if you can remember back when times was really hard, when you don't know how you made it through, I guarantee you're going to keep your to-do list in front of you and get the stuff done. Why? Because you get a burst of energy of, oh my goodness, God, if you brought me from here, imagine what you're going to do next. Imagine where I'm going to end up next. And that's the space I'm in right now. This is the space that I'm in right now as we speak. Every morning I get up and I begin to just think about where I started from. Me literally sitting on a bus stop and saying, hey, I am going to be a business owner. I didn't know what that looked like. Back then, I mean, it was a bunch of YouTube tutorials on how to get rich quick. I was like, okay. But I knew that it was inside of me to be an entrepreneur. I just did not know what that looked like. I didn't know any, at the time, successful entrepreneurs to really go to and be like, hey, how did you do this? So you have to put in perspective that you have what you say. You keep your same to-do list until it turns into done. You change your mindset and you learn daily. And be flexible. Be mentally prepared for, okay, if I get off track today, I took a break. I'm going to get back. And this is how you encourage yourself. Life is about balance. Life is truly about balance. So I just want to say to everyone, you beyond got this. This is just another learning lesson. You learned something. So I want to say thanks for joining me on this journey of accountability and growth. Remember, every small step today leads to a bigger change tomorrow. If you've enjoyed my episode, please leave me a comment, of course, share, and remember, we have officially launched Her Accountability Partner, guys. Doors are open. This is a one-on-one experience. If you say, hey, I really need accountability, you get to pick the topic of what you want accountability in. Bring your to-do list, and I'll make sure that it gets done. See you next time.